happened?
I believe we did.
Netflix, cancel this universe. I'm sick of tired seeing another Rebel Moon movie. Don't even dare to greenlight a part 3. Critics in the audience are not impressed with this universe. Stop it, it's annoying. Just like Army of the Dead. But you don't even care. Like always. Hello everyone, or good evening everyone. This is your good old neighbor Nick Kick, Spider-Verse, and Frozen 2, and Kim Possible Fan 2001. So do you think Rebel Moon Part 1 was the most boring Zack Snyder movie that you ever watched? Oh, you better wait and see for Rebel Moon Part 2. Because honestly guys, I think this film is even worse than the first part. Even the first part was terrible, but at least the first part has some good things. But this film have no good things, so yeah. Sorry guys, so today I am doing a short movie rant on Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver. Screw this film. Anyway, enough further ado, is rant time. Anyway, I really did not like, and I didn't even care about the Rebel Moon movie. Rebel Moon Part 1 is the most boring and the most depressing Zack Snyder movie that he ever made. Because that film is a full of the stupidity. That film is a whip off the Star Wars, Star Trek on crack. Anyway, and honestly, guys, and I was about going to hate this film because I was not a fan of the first part. But honestly, guys, just like James Possible say, you can't judge everything because of the cover. And yes, I kind of sound like a, and yes, people, I kind of sound like a cuckoo head, and I kind of sound like a broken record every time I say that. But I have to say it like 1,000 times because some people nowadays are judging based on the trailer. Just honestly, guys, just like they are doing with Transformers 1, which is the most unnecessary backlash I have ever seen. And some of the people are defending the backlash and can show that they are not a real Transformers fan. So let's move on. Anyway, so after I watched Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver, I gotta say, but I rather go back to my movie theater room and I rather rewatch Kung Fu Panda 4 to get this film out of my head. Because honestly guys, thank goodness the Lord I watched Kung Fu Panda 4 first, and then I watched Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver. Because I normally do live action and animation RAS, but the main reason why I picked this as RAS because number one, it make me as a terrible movie critic, and second of all, Luigi Gaming said that you need to watch Kung Fu Panda 4, and that's why I decided to watch Kung Fu Panda 4 instead of Rebel Moon Part 2 first. So yeah. Anyway, so what do I think of Rebel Moon Part 2? It suck. Yup, let's face it, it sucked in the history of mankind. And this is officially the most boring and the most depressing Zack Snyder movie that he ever made. For God's sake, this is even worse than the first part. I would have watched the first part instead of watching the second part. Anyway, guys, and do I have any good thing about this film? Heck no. All guys said, heck no. This film has no pros, no positives at all. Anyway, enough further ado. Let's get this rant started, shall we? And let's talk about how bad this film is. And at the end of the video, let's give this film like a 1 out of 10. But anyway, let's discuss. Anyway, the story, once again, is absolutely what about the Star Wars. Honestly, guys, this film is like Star Wars on crack. Because honestly, guys, this film is just like, it's just like Star Wars, but on crack. And the characters. I absolutely did not like every single character, just like the first film, which I'm not going to mention every single character, but if you want me to feature in some characters, which I just don't care. I just don't care. I just don't care. Yeah, honestly, guys, I don't even know what the name, I don't even know what the backstory, and I don't even know of this characters. Because this character is the worst characters I ever seen for Zack Snyder, and that is the most forgettable because I'm saying these characters are forgettable. And the villain. I'm not trying to be funny, but look at the villain face. And please tell me he is not a ripoff of Killing Movie. Because he had the same face like Killing Movie, and he's trying to be the next Killing Movie. Such a disrespectful, and I'm probably Killing Movie will definitely be mad about this. So yeah. Anyway, guys, in the action scene looked like the action scene looked like a freaking video game, and the visual effects it looked like it's from the PS2 game instead of the actual movies. And when the character fall on the guy, there was one scene when the villain, which Hammer of Hell, aka Killing Movie, rip off on the guys. There was one scene when the villain looked like Killing Movie completely stabbed the villain and completely pushed was stabbing the guy, pushed the guy, and the guy fall. I gotta say, but honestly, but the guy's falling. I gotta say, but that is a terrible falling, and that is the worst falling scene I ever seen in my life. Honestly, guys, Rapunzel falling from the Lion King is way more sadder than the guys falling in Rebel Moon Part 2, the Scargiver. Yeah. Anyway, and the score when they did it, oh my god. This is the worst score I ever seen for Zack Snyder. It was manipulating and make me wanna forget these characters because this film was trying to be like the Oscars, and I'm not honestly, and I ain't buying it. I ain't buying it because the only thing you're gonna get was Ned and the Razzies, so that's the only thing you're gonna get. Because if this film get nominated for Worst Picture, please give this film for Worst Picture. So just give it to it anyway. And the visual effects, once again, it looked like a PS. Sorry, it looked it looked sorry, excuse me. It looked like it's from the PS2 game instead of the actual movie because the visual effects is very cheap and lazy. It looked like a PS2 game. Honestly, it didn't look real at all because there was one scene when the one Asian girl was completely using her sword like it's a freaking lightsabers. This is a this is a warm-up version of Star Wars. And this film did not feel like a Zack Snyder movie. This film felt like a Michael Bay movie. Why? It's because Zack Snyder once again is so upsetting to do a shaky cam in the freaking slow-mo action scene. Zack Snyder, we are not impressed with this slow-mo action scene. This is not 2007 where you made a movie about 300. Please stick to your timeline and stop making this film like it's from 2007 where you're not impressed of the slow-mo action scene since 300. Yeah. Anyway, and I don't want to talk more about this film, but I have to do it because it's part of my movie critic. Anyway, and the final battle. Honestly, guys, I'm just going to be nice. At least the final battle looks very entertaining, I guess. Looks really entertaining, but still. The final battle, at the same time, it was really bad. But at the same time, it's for the best. It's bad for the best. I know it didn't make no sense, but who cares? Anyway, guys, and don't let me get started of the one black guy when he was singing, which him over here, when he's singing, I don't want to talk about it. It sounds like it's from the Disney on crack. So overall, guys, Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver, is one of the worst movie out of the Zack Snyder film, and I think this film is even worse than Part 1. Nobody wants to see a Rebel Moon Part 3, more like the final chapter, y'all. Anyway, guys, I am not gonna talk more about this film. This film, go crap yourself, and Zack Snyder, do better, and Netflix, cancel this universe, and please give us good movie. Please give us good movie, and don't give us some generic bullcrap for your freaking merchandise. I do not give a darn that Rebel Moon is very successful for merchandise. And this is the main reason why that Netflix is doing this, is because of the fact that this film is a merchandise. This film is like a toy commercial. And that's why every time I go to Walmart, every time I see Rebel Moon merchandise, and I was like, that is the main reason why you screw this movie up, because honestly, you want to sell merchandise for Rebel Moon for the kids. Screw this film, and screw Part 1, and screw this film. Big time. Sorry guys, I'm going to give Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver, a 1 out of 10. This is absolutely the worst of the worst, and even this film has some decent final battle, but still, this film is a seal of naked garbage. Sorry guys, that was my movie rant on Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver. Screw this film, Zack Snyder. I'm not going to blame on Zack Snyder, this is not his fault. And Netflix, oh boy, it's pretty darn sure this is all Netflix's fault, because they seriously making this film for merchandise. So I do not want to see a merchandise in my location of Walmart ever again. Anyway, guys, tell me about your opinion on this film. You think it's good, think it's bad, think it's mediocre, think it's the best, think it's the worst? Comment below and let me know, and tell me what's your favorite Zack Snyder movie. For me, I think The Watchmen. Watchmen is the best Zack Snyder movie ever made. The story is very original, the character is really likable, the action scene didn't feel like a video game, it felt like a Zack Snyder film, and that it should need to be. And the death scene is very emotional, and some of the scene was really entertaining, and at least The Watchmen feel original. It didn't feel rip-off, no prequel, no rip-off, no spin-off. It's just original. At least Watchmen is way more watchable and way more undepressing than Rebel Moon Part 2, The Scargiver. I'm sorry, more like Rebel Moon Part 2, The Stink Giver. So I gotta call it Rebel Moon Part 2, The Stink Giver. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more of this rant on the terrible movie, please, I highly recommend you hit the subscribe button, turn on notification, and share the video with your whole family. Anyway, guys, now you excuse me, I'm gonna get back watching some SML video to get this movie out of my freaking head. Anyway, guys, I was originally going to watch episode 2 of Fallout, which I can't because number 1, I got school in the morning, and number 2, I had to get up early in the morning at 4:55 or 5:55. No. At 4:55 to get my shower. And yes, I wake up way too early for my shower, which, who cares? Anyway, this is Nick Hicks, Spider-Verse, and Frozen 2, and Kim Possible Fan 2001 signing out, and Zack Snyder is better off that you can work with Christopher Nolan with Universal Pictures. At least Universal Pictures is treating director like it better. But Warner Brothers and Netflix need to get themselves together, because they have the two worst CEO, which Nathan David Zazel, and the one guy, which that is the same guy that he defended one of the worst movie of 2020. And you know what it is? I'm not going to show a picture of it. I am no fancy doing it. Anyway, have a great night, everyone. And I see you guys next time. And once again, adios and good night.